Once you prepare the students with solfa rhythmic and solfa echo patterns, they're ready to do some literacy work. First, you're going to have them clap to say the rhythms using whatever rhythm syllable system you use in your classroom. I use traditional Kodai rhythm syllables, and of course I've made my own variants along the way because that's what we do. I have friends who use do day. I have Takadimi friends. I'm not getting into the rhythm syllable debate. You use whatever rhythm syllable system works in your classroom. 1, 2, ready, and ta ti ti ta ta to to ta ti ti ta ta to ta ti ti ta ta to ta ti ti ta ta to ta ti ti ta ti 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 ta to ta ti ti ta ta to. I can tell you your kids aren't going to get it perfectly the first time. You're going to have to do that a few times. They're going to get tripped up by the anacrusis leading into the third phrase and that second measure of the third phrase. That's where they're going to get tripped up. So just be forewarned, those are the hard places. Somewhere along the way, you're going to want the kids to notice that the first and second phrases are the same and the third phrase is different. And these are long phrases. These are 16-beat phrases. But now they've got the rhythm. You click, you get the solfa. And in Promethean, I'm using the Promethean format today. In the Promethean format, you click just below the rhythm and you get the solfa. Let me get my pitch. Sing the solfa, here we go. So, la, so, do, mi. So, la, so, do. So, la, so, do, mi. So, la, so, do. So, do, la, so, do, la, so. Mi, re, do. You do that a few times with the kids. Preferably, you're not singing along with them and you let them struggle with the literacy skills. We music teachers, we sing along with our kids way too much. If you're singing with them, they're following you and they're not becoming independent musicians. Let them do that without you. Students have read rhythmic notation, then they read rhythmic notation with solfa. You're ready for them to begin to move towards the staff. We know that do is on a line, so re is on the space above it, then mi is on a space above it. And if do is on a line, then la is on the line below it, and so is on the space below that. So now the kids can see where all those pitches live on the staff. So la, do, re, mi, re, do, back to the tonic. Your students are ready to read from the staff. In the Purposeful Pathways material, we give you some support. We give your students some support. Some people would say it's a crutch. You click on the tiger down there, and you get the solfa. Now, many fine Kodai teachers, and in my head, my friend Georgia Newland would say, don't do this. If you give them the support, they're never going to really learn to read from the staff. They're exactly right. And I also have friends who see their kids for music class only twice a month. And guess what? If you see your kids only twice a month, they're never going to become great music readers in your class in a couple of music classes a month. So you decide, do your kids need the support? Do you not want to give them support? Do you want them to struggle with reading from the staff? You decide. Many times I might choose to give them the support the first time and then take the support away. You could do that. So you've got lots of choices. But next they read singing solfa from the staff. So, or starts on low so. So, la, so, do, mi. So, la, so, do. So, la, so, do, mi. So, la, so, do. So, do, la, so, do, la, so. Mi, re, do. And then your kids are ready for text. I just clicked on the tiger on the right. What makes a wildcat wild, boys? What makes a wildcat wild? What makes a wildcat wild, boys? What makes a wildcat wild? I ask you again as a personal friend, what makes a wildcat wild? To be quite honest, learning the song and through the literacy, that might be all you do the first day you work with the song. And then you go off and you do a folk dance, or you play a bar instrument piece, or you do something else. So these lessons are designed to unfold over time, over multiple class periods. So it may very well be the second time you've worked on this song. And I want to teach you now, or you want to teach the kids the body percussion accompaniment. There's a slide in the electronic visuals with the score of this accompaniment, but to be quite honest, as an ORF teacher, I wouldn't necessarily have them reading it. I would want them to watch me and join me when they've got the pattern figured out. We call that simultaneous imitation. It's a long pattern, so watch me at least 3 times and then join me when you've got the pattern figured out. It's long. So by now, the kids have started to figure out the pattern. You can encourage them to join you. You might have the slide up, you might want them to read it, but quite honestly, I don't want them to read it. I want them to just follow my body and imitate my body in simultaneous imitation. Simultaneous imitation means you do something and they join you and are part of the experience simultaneously. They're not echoing you, they're joining in you in real time. So simultaneous imitation would be the most efficient way to teach that piece. Once they know it, divide the class in half. Half does the body percussion, half sings the song. It's awesome if you, the teacher, can do both parts at the same time. Always start the body percussion before you come in with the song. What makes a wildcat wild, boys? What makes a wildcat wild? What makes a wildcat wild, boys? What makes a wildcat wild? I ask you again as a personal friend, what makes a wildcat wild? Trade parts, they need to do both parts, and then eventually it's fun if a lot of the kids will want to do the body percussion and the singing at the same time. And your kids can do that, at least your hotshot kids can do that. Those hand clapping patterns they play in the playground, way harder than this. So you have kids who can do the pattern and sing the song at the same time. Maybe not the first time they learn it, but after they practice it a little while. So singing with body percussion, that's the next pathway.